All right, we are back here with part two of the video here on the boss. So, in creating this, now, as you recall, we last left with the video where we had created a sketch on this surface, and we had created the sketch of the boss and a sketch of the 1-inch diameter. So, we're going to make this a hole, and we're going to extrude this boss out towards us, and we're going to basically use this sketch, and I'm going to talk about how a sketch gets consumed by the extrusion when you use it. So we'll go ahead and head right here. I'm going to go to extrude. Now notice as we have different aspects here of the extrude tool. So we can say a new extrusion, we can add, we can remove, we can intersect. We've got this different end types, so we can say blind, up to next, up to face, up to part, through all, so on and so forth. So we'll talk more about these as we go and as you learn a little bit more here with using these particular tools. So in this case, I'm going to first start. The only thing I want to extrude right now is the boss, which is this circle right here. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and notice it automatically comes out. But if we go back here, notice it will extend back farther. If we're still inside the actual part, you'll notice it's kind of giving us that red mark, which it's saying, hey, you can't do that. It's not an actual boss in this case. And you would have to, instead of using the add, you would have to be using the remove, because you'd be basically subtracting and taking that material away, or subtractive modeling as opposed to additive. But so we're going to go ahead and bring this out. Now we know that that is 0.25, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So, and we'll say 0.25. So that's all we need to do. So we'll go ahead and click the check mark on there. Now, in the next case, so notice the sketch actually got consumed right here with this. So if I kind of left click on this and edit, we can go back in and bring that back up into the extrude tool. So that's not exactly what I need. But what I do need is to open up and see the actual sketch. Well, the sketch was right here where it says sketch 2. Now notice the eyeball right there. We need to activate, poke that in the eyeball, bring up that sketch. So now we can use that sketch again, so to enable and make the next feature. So let's go back to extrude. So in this case, I'm going to click on this circle, and in this case, it will be a remove. So I'm going to remove that. So let's click on here. So, and we'll say, instead of blind with a distance, we know that that's going to be through all. So we'll just go ahead and say through all, and I will click on the check. Now, that leaves us with one more feature, so I'm going to, we still need the hole to be put on this one as well. So, and there are a variety of different ways to do that. So let's go ahead. We're going to create a new sketch, and in this case, I'm going to sketch on this surface, the surface of the boss. So let's bring this around, hit the front of the view cube. So, and again, we're going to create a circle on here. So notice, so if I click on that, see how that kind of picked up the center point, not what we want. So let's kind of do another center point circle. Notice it will highlight, and it will use a geometric constraint of the actual boss so that we share the same center circle. So make these two concentric. So I'll left click, and we know that this is going to be a 1-inch hole as well. So there is the sketch. Green check mark to close out, and now all I have to do is go back. We'll select this circle. I like to bring this back to isometric so I can see what it's doing. Notice it's coming out. So we can kind of extrude this and add material, but in this case we know we want to remove that material again. And instead of having a blind hole that we go to a certain depth, we'll just say we know that goes through all as well. And there we go. Now, so we now have our finished part. So this is what it should look like. So I'm going to kind of clean this up. So notice I still have my front, right, and top planes. So, well, all we have to do, you can go right over here to your menu. Let's just poke each of these in the eye. Let's kind of turn those off so that this looks a little bit better, a little cleaner and more professional. We don't have to save it because this is cloud. It's saving as we go. So this is finished. So you can come up and share this document with me and just share that to my particular email. And that way I'll see that you've got it taken care of and done. And of course, to get back to the main screen, we just come right up here, click there, and you'll see this showing up and populating here in your Owned by Me section of the class. So that's it. We've finished with the boss drawing.